Takeoff from Sicily. We're on a Portuguese military plane flying for Frontex, the EU's border patrol mission. Past the Mount Etna volcano and out to sea, hunting for human trafficking boats.
In the missions, every week we found 3-4 targets of interest.
We're not allowed to identify any of the crew members. People smuggling is big business, and they might become targets for criminal gangs. The plane uses modern radars and cameras to track suspicious ships and quickly find several. People are mostly smuggled in old, often unseaworthy fishing boats. The crew finds this empty rubber boat they believe might have been abandoned by migrants after they reached Europe's shores.
The main goal is to detect targets that of interest that Frontex gave us the coordinates about. We go there and we see, and then we transmit everything to the Frontex.
This plane is equipped for border patrol activity, but it can also come to the rescue if there's a disaster involving a boat with migrants on board. It can coordinate rescue activities and can even deploy life rafts for those who fall in the water.
And those search and rescue capabilities have been needed often in recent times as waves of migrant boats, mostly from northern Africa, try to make their way towards Europe and often get into trouble at sea. Many survivors are brought here to the Potsalo camp. Henry Linus is from Nigeria and says the ship he was on almost sank in a storm.
No food, we excrete inside the boat. People were vomiting. People were vomiting everywhere. It was soup, it was horrible.
Most of the people we spoke to said if they could start over, they wouldn't attempt the treacherous boat journey again. Frontex's mission is to prevent illegal entry into the EU, but in many cases it's become a mission to save lives, often involving not just planes, but Navy and Coast Guard ships as well.
The Italian Coast Guard always has several of these rescue boats on standby. They can go extremely fast and can take on as many as 130 people in distress.
Italian Coast Guard officials say in previous years the stream of migrants often stopped in the fall and winter months. But given the milder weather this year, there has been no let-up. The most dangerous thing is when you see a boat that is made of really old wood, he says. God knows how it is held together, and it can fall apart just by our ships coming close. Andrea Tassara is the Coast Guard commander in Pozzallo, Sicily, one of the busiest in Europe. He says overcrowded boats often make the rescue efforts even more dangerous. The biggest danger is that an unstable boat capsizes, he says, and the migrants can't swim, and we need to proceed with the rescue in the water as well. That's apparently what happened on October 3rd of this year, when people aboard an overloaded migrant boat moved around trying to call for help. It capsized and more than 300 drowned, most of them Eritreans. Back in the camp, this man was supposed to be on board that vessel. He took a different ship because the boat was overcrowded. Many people he knew perished in the incident.
Some of them are our parents or wives or children in there. We were part of them, but unfortunately we were, the boat was full and we were obliged to stay for a moment.
As we complete our Frontex flight, we pass the island Lampedusa, the destination many migrants coming from North Africa try to reach. A dangerous and sometimes deadly endeavor which the EU can try to contain, but will probably never be able to stop. Fred Pleitgen, CNN, Catania, Sicily.